situations where there's so many boxes around. I wonder what things look like for Lincoln Default on your screen, for Tayson and Thomas. Look at the map right now. Everyone just waiting. Just one AR is shooting on the map at the moment. Everyone else is focused on that rotation, and they pop the peppers. They start to move. That gives you a huge speed boost, and they're off on the ways. No one's even looking at them. Almost in zone. So close to being flawless. Link makes it in though, and Default's beside him. That used to be the trickiest thing for this duo. Getting in unscathed and not getting their competition interrupted by that movement, but they just overcome that hurdle.
Yeah, and they're actually in a pretty decent position. I think they wanted to maybe get a bit further in on a bit of a high elevation on the hill, but where they are at, will be all right. They'll be able to hold some of the teams behind them trying to get their way in as well, and that extra damage will do wonders for them. And that's in pink now, and that's the only EU player with a finals VR in all 4 years of FNCS history. Look, there's so many great things I could say about this player. Truly is someone who I feel is underappreciated. One of the greats.
He's a great of the lobby as well, while everyone else is looking from the bottom up, looking to fix mistakes. Pink and Anas, I feel like one of two duels right now next to Girls and Clown who don't want to switch anything up. We're on top of that ladder of chaos, looking down at all the destruction. They're in first place and they want to stay there.
And on the left of your screen is Hen and Queasy, who will be fighting for that first place slot. Currently sitting in fourth and holding teams in. Bit difficult. Hen's got this AR in hand, and of course the legendary version is going to be great, but in this scenario I'm sure he'd much rather have an MK, a bit more of a higher fire rate, to just continue to really just squeeze this team in. This is where you never want to be in the lobby, isn't it? This is so difficult to deal with when you just have everybody forcing you back against the zone. And not much HP as well. Your mats will slowly run out and you will fall. And that's exactly what happens. And this is great because Queasy and Hen can now go collect that loot as they tunnel through.
Very nice to get a refresh for them. Now we see the perspective of a situation like that. Waffleard by himself. So down on Surge, 248 below. One player only has around 200 HP. And a lot of the players around him for the moment should be damaged as well. So I'm not sure where he's going to find this. Not the all-in 2 players, a whole duo by himself with this loadout. Yes, that MK7 assault rifle will be enough to maybe rattle down a few of those shield bars. I'm not sure if we can confirm any eliminations. He's now fully run out of heals, shields as well. Wallfire is going to be going down. That's tough on the right side. Bad Sniper. Running one of the first games that we saw of his, FNCS career yesterday. He's looking really good right now with DKS in terms of position, loot, and mats, but what I'm not seeing is the damage. What I'm seeing is a little bit of passivity. And when that happens with this duo 11, I don't feel like they ever end up waking up, so this might spell disaster already for their endgame.
Yeah, I like to think that they're in a much cooler mindset than usual, but they may be forced to rush the issue a bit and really turn the tide of their game, because staying below is just only going to force them to tank through more of their resources. Bad Sniper actually will go down to Chico, so DKS in the first game being put in a solo clutch position, it's not out of the realms of possibility for him. The gauntlets will give him a couple extra charges to move once the zones start moving. But if anybody figures out that this guy is a solo, you can be assured that his time in the lobby will not last too long.
A clutch from this position is literally the reason why some people win FNCSs. It's the difference maker when you're a solo. In the top 5, in the top 3 with your teammates. Third place right now for DKS and Bad Sniper. All he needs to do is survive. You're noticing people going down in the feed. Every time that happens is basically a placement point almost allocated for DKS. 147, he just wants to live and just expend those mats, stay alive. Meanwhile, Link, same story, 154, just ahead of that third place team. Depending on who goes down first, you might see a shift in the boards.
Problem is, he doesn't have mats to expend. He's out. He's all the way out, and so the time is really ticking for him. I think he might spot these builds here to his right. There is something. Yep, he will. And that's 200
River in the middle right now.
With.
Yeah, he's in the low ground. He doesn't have to deal with that water, though. We'll stay on land. He can't really find anything in terms of a pad or anything towards that backside. He's really tanking the zone to find the launch pad, but you need HP to be able to jump from it, Link. Unfortunate. I like the decision making, though, to maybe get towards that spot, but it was just so far up. One of the negatives of being on low ground overall. Meanwhile, DKS, I think also just had no other options, no mats. He'll be alive with his. We'll see what he can do, picking an us. set up in position and fully a complete solo right now. Big is just diving straight inside that box. Shots from the backside too, but Anas is there to deny it. And this is the position where we see VR's Pink. Anas with a refresh, looking to control this game.
Yeah, those maps were so important. You saw how Pink's material count shot all the way up. You can see Noah and Aqua on height, and so whether or not they'll be able to get that right now is a different question. But can Noah and Aqua hold on to it? You can see Aqua isn't looking too strong in terms of HP, and the materials are starting to dwindle as well.
X3 is moving in, and Lex not alive either. Every single person, it looks like, inside the top 5 has to play as a solo to keep their position on the boards alive. Meanwhile, Noah Riley swinging all the way towards the front, fighting Chulex and Chico. You can see on the left side of your screen. Putrick, though, sneaks that high ground with Toos, and Toos is inside the box with Noah Riley. He takes Noah almost down, has a hair of HP, and it gets snipped. A nice fade. Aqua now right below that box has to hear his teammate go down. Elim and gone. He's going to be by himself.
Yeah, you can see X-Squeeze as well now. One of those solos. Him and DKS are both struggling, but DKS was able to find an elimination on the backside in the bottom right. And so this is huge for him. It keeps him ticking in the game just that bit longer, and that's exactly what he needs. He can't go for the win right now, but all he needs is the extra placement points. They go a long way when we go to the last game, and so he will just continue to stay alive.
DKS takes down first place, and he's in second, or maybe just chops it in half. Maybe Pink has to possibly go for that clutch as well to keep that slot up top. Putrick and Tusto on that top side, they're going to be looking down momentarily for some sprays for that pressure. And we saw this on day one. No one was able to really retake on high ground, except for that maybe very last game. And Tripper, one of the players who can have a possibility to do that, goes down as well on the low. No one's even finding DKS, though. It's going to be tough. All he has to do is just stay around these walls, make sure nothing bad happens, but we do smell solos down there. It's an intuition for these European players, and he gets taken out.
Well, X-Freeze be spotted out as well. It seems he's getting sniffed out from below. He's got to hold on to his wall, but there's players above him as well. He will go down as well.
Now we have Scram, no ref scarred. Saw this many times before, and we can expect greatness. With 13 HP, though, we can't have that Scram classic of dipping in and outside that zone. Really playing the timing very well, a player who can do it so well. He's not gonna have the possibility. Here goes Floki for high ground up against Putrick. It's a retake. It's just himself, though. I don't see Clement. Where is he? Toos, he's not gonna fall for such simple tricks. He keeps that high ground secure and alive.
Yeah, they did incredibly well to stay composed. Floki was no real threat, and they treated him that way. Scram, though, as a solo, will eventually find his maker, and he will go out. Trulex and Chico are the only duo now in between high ground and low ground, as Janice and Vortex look to try reclaim their first game success.
Every single team is sharing the same 2 boxes, and Vortex and Janice, if we have those guys in the equation, they just solved that problem with 2 shots and a big pop. That's what I like to see. Vortex with the sprays, Janice there to follow up, and now they control that little bit of a low ground layer. Still, Andy in the way with art skill as well. 2 solos in the mix. Swag and Pablo alive, but their mats are running out. High ground is still staying quiet. Putrick have to do absolutely nothing. They can just win this game. Pablo has so much ammunition. Just a few mats, though. He's gonna go for the edit on Chulex. That's a double shot. It looks good, and he's down. Chico is gonna be the next one. Surprised after that jump scare. Pablo might go for the re-edit. There's no chance for that revival. Chico's gonna just fade dodge towards the right side. Pablo will move in through this labyrinth. Can he solve this maze? Art's kill, another retake that Toos has to deal with, and they're not even running out of the mats. I'm not sure what type of treasury, what type of economy this entire duo has, but it's gonna be split in half. What a shot from Toos, catches the head. This man only hits the most prime prestige shots you can find, and it's lucky that he had all the mats as well. 4 different teams, and he's gonna be the focus. Chopped down now by the Flame Boys back and forth. The fire's too hot. Toos might not be able to survive. He gets burned, and he's down. We have new high ground kings.
Cerebral play from the Danes, and they are on fire. Swag and Pablo will drop down now to try and claim the first victory royale of the day. Swag will go down, and so it's left in the hands of Pablo. They've done so well so far, and now in a 1v1 against Janice, who won against Vortex. Janice and Vortex in a 2v1. Vortex is up, but with not much HP. Will he be the difference maker? Will he decide to go up and try and take Pablo on? Pablo trying to hold on. He doesn't have the materials left. He's dancing around in the zone. He realizes he can get Vortex. That's going to be the siphon that will come through, but will it come in time? 10 seconds. He will get it, and so he stays up. And now can he hit the crucial last shot? No! Yes. Janice will pick it up. They won game 1 of day 1, and they win game 1 of day 2. The German Giants come through again.
Can't believe it, it's deja vu, and in a way that's more special than that first day as well. Janus and Vortex, this is not a position where they usually win games. There's a little bit more sense of control overall, but Janus, the clutch minister himself, just rolls in, hits that big shot, and that's like the third one we saw in the end game. Toos was hitting them too. What a way to start off EU.
That was phenomenal from Janus and Vortex. Like you said, they're used to winning games on height, but they did it from low. And like we said so many times yesterday, these guys like to get in early, get their victory royales done quick and easy. Guys, tell me on the desk, how did that all break down? There was so much going on, so many of the top duos playing as solos. Break it all down for us, guys.
Shia Wager and Levin, thank you guys so much. Game number 1 or 7 in the grand scheme of things is done. My goodness, chaos. Just chaos as far as the eye can see. Boop, I was very surprised to just watch these solo riders, right? One of their duel mates falling early, and then they just had to fight by themselves. What happened in this game?
Yeah, you couldn't script a better end game there. That was ridiculous. Almost coming through Swag and Pablo with a clutch. Unfortunately there, he did get the sight from the last minute. I thought he was about to do it, but the little swimming dolphin dive action coming through from Janus and Vortex was just enough to come through. I mean, I don't know how Janus and Vortex were able to do it again, but yesterday they sort of slowed off towards the end of the final, but now Strong of Day with another victory out, you know, of similar fashion. That has to give you so much more confidence going into this, you know, final 5 games now.
Yeah, and I think that final moment summarized the team as a whole, right? You've got Janus, the most experienced player almost in the entire lobby, having 12 in a row, actually, FNCS finals, right? He's only missed one, which was Season X, all the way back in Chapter 1, a long, long time ago, right? And you've got him teaming up with Vortex, who's a relatively newer player to the finals, less experienced, but just incredibly proficient at the same time, right? You see that final 1v1, like in, or 2v